Hi, I'm Kristal Hart, and welcome to the Kristal Hart Show. We are in Warren, Ohio, which is my hometown, and behind me is Packard Music Hall, where Don King Productions will feature Return to Greatness, the homecoming at last, on Saturday, January 29th, and it features 6 world title fights, including Trevor Bryan, who puts his WBA Heavyweight title on the line against undefeated Jonathan Guidry. And in the co-main event, WBC World Cruiserweight Champion Ilunga Makabu goes against Thabiso Mchunu.
The man himself, Don, only in America, King. Don King.
It's been a long trip. But I'm just glad to be here. And we're going to have a sensational evening of boxing. And that's what really counts. Counts giving the people what they want. So I am very pleased to be home again, and I'm delighted to bring home 6 title fights. I mean, and to give people a chance to have some fun again. A moment of respite from that COVID-19 pandemic. No one should take it lightly. It should be much better if you take the vaccination and the shot, wear your mask and social distance, and not need it, than to need it and not have it. So, you know, all the argument and all the politicizing of the pandemic got us all confused. We're all fighting each other, confused with the mandates from leadership and weak leadership, and it's very, very difficult around the world that we, left Afghanistan like we did. Our credibility has been hurt all the way around the world. So it's really a debacle that we will live in infamy. But we're here to give you a moment of respite. Say, hey everybody, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
You don't live it once, and when you're dead, you do.
That's right.
So let the good times roll.
That's right, you said.
And so that's what I wanted to do, is to give us a moment of respite. Don't matter whether you're young or old, let the good times roll.
That's right.
And we're going to roll on Saturday night, the 29th, at the Packard Music Hall for live and living color, to be on the scene. But you're going to check it out on the screen on donking.com for the pay-per-view. So you will see the title fights on pay-per-view, to be with your friends and your family, to be safe at home, and do like you used to do, to have some fun, enjoy yourself, and watch some spectacular boxing that's going to take place. Because this is a situation where we're going to be reaching for the future. Here comes the champion now. Yes, the dream. He dreamed. He dreamed and it came true. Now he got to fulfill the prophecy of the dream. That's Trevor Bryan, y'all, that's the dream. So we're going to be here with all these young men, these great gladiators, that's going to be able to demonstrate to friend and foe alike that they are here to make a name for themselves, but they haven't forgotten from whence they come. They know what it means to be a champion, to give back to the community, to relate and identify with the people, because the people are the most important. And so we can take that narrative and momentarily set it aside. You know what I mean? We know we can't push it away because it's serious. It's really serious business. But momentarily set it aside so that we can have an opportunity to enjoy our friends and family and to enjoy a blockbuster evening of boxing with 6 title fights, a co-feature main event, and we're going to be able to deal with that, and that's what we're going to do right now here in this beautiful hotel, and we're going to be able to deal with it to you and all the fans that y'all going to carry the word to, around the world. So I'm very excited about that. And my superstar compadre, or I should say, how I would do it in Spanish, you know, but I'm talking about Kristal Martin, Kristal Salters Martin now. But it's a pleasure to have her with me, and it started many, many years ago, and she's in here to, you know, to fulfill the prophecy of greatness, you know what I mean? And so if you haven't seen her documentary on Netflix, I think it's a good opportunity to see it, you know, because it's a hallmark in itself. So here we go. We're here now with these fights. The main event is a young man, and he's a tough young man, and he is the Cruiserweight champion of the world, and he's you know, they Ilunga Junior, they say the little junior, and he is Makabu. He's the Cruiserweight champion, and he's going to be taken on by a WBC silver champion, #1 challenger, #1 contender, that's going to be trying to take that title from Makabu, and that's Thabiso, you know, Mchunu. And so we're going to have that event, which is the true main event of this evening. And when the WBA approved Trevor fighting, since Sharp could not make it, the fight that he has, which is Jonathan, super sensational from Louisiana, Guidry. So, but let me start right out now with this super main event that we have, and let me introduce to you, to the world, a young man that is a dynamic cruiserweight champion, Mr. Junior. Where you at, Junior? Oh, hello, Junior, now with this smile. Come on, Junior champion. Talk to the people, tell them what they can expect to see by when you get in that ring. I love you, my man.
Thank you. I hope everyone knows who I am. And I start saying thank you to God who gave me this opportunity to be here today in front of you guys. And I'm also saying thank you to Dunking Production for making this event happen. Was disturbed by COVID, and as we got that grace to be here, and God gave us that opportunity to defend our title and this event to happen on the 29th. I don't have much to say. I just want to wish and say good luck to my opponent, Thabiso Mchunu, because it's the second fight I'm fighting it now. And thanks to all who have to support us. Thanks to my team, Ahmed Hefny, Dacarree, promoter Yoyo, and my trainer Kristal, which is on this way coming here from home. I love you guys. Thank you and enjoy on the 29th. Thank you.
He's got a great history here with Makabu because he comes from, he was a little baby, I guess. I don't know if he was even born. No, he wasn't even born when we had the Rumble in the Jungle. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's 50 years ago. Well, he comes from what they now call the what is it, the National Republican Democratic? Zaire, yeah. Zaire, when it comes to Zaire, and that was where I put on the Rumble in the Jungle with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. And what's exciting about this match here is everybody is trying to get in the way to try to stop it. But Canelo is the big carrot that's standing out in front of the horse when they're running around chasing the carrot. Canelo, the one who win this fight, have an opportunity, hopefully, to meet Canelo, because Canelo challenged Makabu for the crown, and so he wants to get that cruiserweight title. And all of my compadres, Lonesome Bob, you know, he's out there trying to give him something different. And this young kid, this new kid on the block, his daddy was a good friend, Barry Hearn. Now, little junior Eddie Hearn is doing the best he can with what he has to work with. And so I just give him all the praise, you know what I'm saying? Keep on keeping on, Eddie, you know what I mean? I love you. but Canelo is going to be there, and everybody wants to think for him now to tell him what he should or should not do, when he's the one they call out Makabu. You know, Makabu didn't go for him, and I didn't go for him. He came to us. So we are ready to accommodate him. And we're going to do that. And the man on the other side of that say, well, oh, but I ain't said nothing about this guy, Tariq. Tariq is the manager. He's a sports manager. He's the manager of Makabu. He's a guy that's very tedious. He's a guy that's tenacious, dedicated, committed. You know what I mean? And you know, if you didn't love him, he would give you a hard time. Your feelings would be all frustrated and combusted and whatever. But since I understand what hard work and dedication and loyalty mean, I just take off my hat to this guy. He's from France, you know, Monsieur, merci beaucoup, Monsieur. You know what I mean? Picture Mr. Tariq. And so now, here's the guy that's on the other side. This is desperation. And what many people don't understand, they say, nobody knows these fighters. You got to understand, you used to didn't know Muhammad Ali. You didn't know George Foreman. You didn't know any of them until you get the word opportunity. The star of this show is what America's all about, the land of opportunity, and to be able to fulfill that prophecy, to give opportunity to those who are yesterday's nobodies, tomorrow's somebody. And so when you get opportunity to be able to describe and illustrate and demonstrate your skills and your physical prowess and your ability to think, and also your loyalty and dedication and commitment to your country and to your people, that's something kind of wonderful. That's what we call SKD in the vernacular, the ghetto. And so what we want to do is, a young man that's going to be the foe, and he is also coming from South Africa, and he is here today to demonstrate to the world that he is capable, that he is challenging, and he didn't come to lay down. He came to try to win because he jumped right on me to say, well, what if I knock out Makabu? Am I going to get Canelo? You know, well, Canelo didn't ask for you, but I certainly, if Canelo wants that title, and you are fortunate enough to perform a miracle and knock out Makabu, then he would be the winner. And he said, well, Sean, you know, that's his distinguished manager. And Sean says, well, just put it down that we want to be able to, the winner win. And so I talked to the illustrious son of my dear friend who never died. His spirit still lives on, Jose Suleiman Shagnon. And he said, okay, we'll make it the winner. You know, the winner that fights gets that carrot called Saul Canelo, who is one of the greatest Mexican fighters around, and the only thing missing with him is me, because I am mi casa su casa, I'm a Mexicano, you know what I mean, and I've been able to deal with all of the days of Cinco de Mayo, you know what I mean, and September the 15th when we got the independence, you know what I mean, and fighting with them, Juan Benito Suarez, you know, and so we're going to be able to pull together Mexico from Emiliano Zapata to Pancho Villa, you know what I mean, who fights for the people. So this is a fight for the people. And allow me the pleasure to introduce this young man who's seeking, what do you call it, anonymity today, but he's going to brush it away for the bright, illustrious, bright sunshine of tomorrow. Come on up here, Mr. Thabiso. You know what I mean? You just come on up here because he's there. He's a silver champion of the WBC. Yeah, Thabiso. Lay it on, baby.
Afternoon to everyone. Well, thanks to Don King Promotion for making this possible. Thanks to everyone who's here who made it today. With all this going on around the world, and here we are today. And well, I can't say much now. The hard work has been done. So we are come fight night, and I'm ready to go. And all the best to every fighter who's fighting on Saturday night. Thank you.
Thank you, Thabiso. You can see the anticipation is growing now. The fever is beginning to rise because the reality is setting in. You know, we've been talking trash and talking back and forth now, and while they get ready, and we've had many problems. But one thing we have demonstrated to the world If there ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough to stop us when we get on the trail, the journey of life that we have to go out there to deal with. I don't know the word quit. I totally eradicated the word failure from my vocabulary. Setback every now and then, failure never. And so we have here that main event with the golden carrot, with the winner seeking just being there, because the other guy is seeking the title because he done won the light heavyweight title. He's a unified middleweight champion, a super middleweight champion. He's really has multiple champions, and so he will bring mucho dinero to the table. You know. The feeling so good when I talk about M-O-N-E-Y. So anyway, that's for the main event, the major main event. Now with the WBA, we have had so many different problems. Like there's a year ago today, the fight Saturday night will be the same date, January 29th, that this young man, the WBA gave us approval to fight that day for the WBA heavyweight title, and that was this young man, the Dream. So now a year later, we come back with the same opportunity again, only we was caught up with a lot of different distortions of truth on the last year. But again, this young man could not make the immigration, the Homeland Security would not okay him to come in. And so the WBA again stepped up to the plate and put a young man that's from Louisiana, you know, come from the shrimp boat to, you know, to what could be, would be, should be, well, however be that, to get to be the heavyweight champion of the world. So he does have the opportunity. And the Dream is a young man that we've been with for years and got a great training in the manager and Stacy McKinley, who trained Mike Tyson and all the big guys, you know what I mean, there, you know. So, but let me stay with this here. I want to bring you up a guy that had a dream. And his dream was the American dream. One man, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. You know what I mean? Endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, among these which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This young man fulfills that dream. You know, he lives it, not just talking. And this dream that we put down as the founding principles of this great nation called America, to make them the bright light of freedom around the world, even though we have not reached that yet, we are aspiring and pursuing it. And we shall overcome. So, but I want to bring this dream up here that emanates and imitates what America really is truly all about when you have belief. And all the fighters up here, they may not be from America, but they got that American dream. They got it because they seen it in the lights that was in the changing of the time. So let me bring you the heavyweight champion of the world, the man with a dream. And now the dream has been fulfilled to the extent that he is the heavyweight champion. Now to be known, he has to be able to dedicate himself, commit himself tenaciously with determination, without any ambiguity, to show the world that you're talking about Tyson Fury, talking about Deontay Wilder, you know, you're talking about all of these guys that use it, you know what I mean? You won't be talking about Trevor, the Dream, Bryan. So let me bring the heavyweight champion of the world up here. Trevor, the Dream, the American Dream. Yes, Bryan.
Thanks, sir.
All right, baby. Cool.
All right, how we doing, folks? How you doing? Again, as Don King just said, yes, I am Trevor Bryan, the WBA heavyweight champion. I'm here to stay. I'm here to keep proving myself. I have a strong opponent in front of me, Jonathan Guidry. I appreciate him being out here. It's a big opportunity for him as well. And we're going to show it out for you guys out here in Ohio. And I thank you guys in Ohio for allowing Don King to bring this here for you guys and showcase all this talent that we have on the stage right now for the whole world to see. Again, I'm not going to talk long. It's been a long road, a lot of hearsay, this and that, but I'm here to stay, and it won't be long now. How long?
Not long.
How long?
Not long.
It won't be long now. So again, I'm Trevor Bryan, and I'm here to stay. I'm a dream.
Well, you heard it right there from the lion's mouth. He was a dream. Now, is the other guy is the dream breaker. He said he give you a nightmare in the dream. And it's what he intends to do, because he, not only had they suffered the hazards of the storm and the acts of God down there in Louisiana, where the wind just took away their homes and everything else. So he rededicated himself and redoubled his effort, to be able to be the sensational Jonathan Guidry from Louisiana. And but for Louisiana was the first in bringing the rock and roll harbinger to the fore, and a guy named Lloyd Price. Lordy, Lordy, Miss Claudie, personality, I want to get married. And then you have him also singing that song, Stagger Lee, where they fighting over the woman, So Louisiana is really sparkling, because Lloyd Price, after serving in the American Army, broke the ribbon that says rhythm or rock and roll, whatever it is, rhythm and blues, by coming out with all these songs beforehand out of Louisiana, and now carrying the banner will be the young man that I'm about to introduce. Is the sensational Jonathan Guidry from Louisiana, and working on the shrimp boats all day and night, and then get it in, And so now he's shrimp fishing, and so whether you get a mother load or not, that remains to be seen. On Saturday night, January 29th, you can get it here at the Packard Music Center, Music Hall, or you can check it out on the screen with the DonKing.com pay-per-view. And so it was so important that I had to import one of my agents from UK, Kimmy Zabian, who was super with the camera and with the pen, and create stories and put them out around the world. So we've got them all over England now, and we're trying to get Boris out of trouble, because Boris is in trouble, he's up on Downing Street there. So we've got this fight, gives him a moment of relief, so people won't be jumping on him about what he did or did not do, and what he said and did not say, So Boris is very happy. He's very happy that I brought the fight, and he was happy to send his star reporter, Kimmy Zabian, who broke down and came on over here and volunteered to be a part of this great show. So now, let me bring to the stand this man who is the sensational Louisiana kid. He's a tough guy, and he understands what opportunity means, and let him tell you, not let me tell you, let him tell you. Jonathan Guidry, sensational Jonathan Guidry. Look at him.
How y'all doing? Ain't much to say. All the hard work's done. I'm just glad we got an opportunity. Thank Don King and Bryan's team for us to display some talent. And we just thankful to be out here to shock the world. That's all I have to say.
Woo! It's like charging up San Juan Hill, to speak soft but carry a big stick. You know what I mean? Oh boy. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so he's going deep sea fishing, you know what I mean? So he may be able to master the shark that has got to be there. I was just informed that our illustrious mayor is here, and I do want you to say, greet him. It's Mayor Franklin. He's a tremendous guy. But let me introduce him to you, because he's the mayor, and he welcomes us to his city for us to put the show. Mayor Franklin. We got them all. That's what we show, giving everything. We the people. And that's what I am, a promoter of the people, for the people, and by the people. My magic glass and my people ties. The honorable young man, Mayor Frank. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. King. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how honored I am as the mayor
I got something to give you from my office, but I just gotta say, first of all, it's impossible to follow Don King at a microphone, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I want to just tell you how honored we are as a community. I do have Jim Boyles, who's the manager at the Packard Music Hall, who's here with us, and he's been working hard to make sure everything goes well. My safety service director, chief of staff is also here, and his wife Amanda. But we're very proud and very happy and honored to be hosting this event. I can't believe that, you know, I can believe it because I know what we're about. But I'm so thankful for you, Mr. King, for letting us be the host of this great event that will be seen by boxing fans worldwide. And who would have thought that Warren, Ohio would be the host? I want to thank Kristal and Ray as well. But, and also, you hit it on the head when you first started speaking about how tough our communities have been hit with this COVID-19 virus. And I thought that was my speech, Don, but I'm glad you talked about how safety and the need for respite is very needed in our community. So Saturday night, to all of the boxers and everybody around the world, by the benevolence of Don King, we're going to have a record number of our safety forces at the fight. I think we're over 150, 170 now, policemen, firemen, healthcare workers, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart on behalf of every citizen for making this possible so that they can, and their families are coming out so they can enjoy a night out. And they've been protecting us for almost 2 years. So you are truly giving back to our community, but people don't know that's what you're about. So let me get to the point, please. I know you got a lot to say. When I said I got to get a proclamation for Don King, I talked to Aaron, and he sent me a biography. It was 13 pages. So I can't put 13 pages on one. So what I tried to do, Mr. King, is sort of capsulize what people don't know about you, or what people don't talk about you, your heart, your life, your spirit, your experience, your strength and hope that you give so many people. So I got to put on my reading glasses for this, but I think I can do this without it.
Don't worry, age is just a number.
It's just a number.
Yes.
Amen.
It starts out young now.
Yes.
I'm 9.
So this starts out as, whereas Don King, who coined the phrase, "only in America," he lives it, he breathes it, he believes it. It is part of his soul. King's career as promoter spans 4 decades and includes more than 600 world championship fights. But it began as a humble plea to help save a Cleveland hospital in 1972. Don established the Don King Foundation, which has donated millions of dollars to worthy causes and organizations. As a self-reminder of the economic hardship he endured growing up, King has gone into neighborhoods every holiday season and personally handed out turkeys to needing families. And we're working on Debbie with something, just so you know. Do some things around here.
Thank you, thank you.
Whereas cities have declared Don King Day and have presented him with official proclamations for behind-the-scenes contributions he has made toward many community projects, King is an American ambassador of peace and goodwill throughout the world. He has met many presidents and world leaders promoting America and world peace. And whereas currently, at the ripe age of 90, King has no plans of slowing down. And you showed that to me today. He gives credit for who he is today to the most important woman in his life for his rise from the Cleveland projects to his mother, Hattie, who taught him the difference between right and wrong, and for whatever success and achievements that he has accomplished, to his wife, Henrietta. He has often stated that without her enduring love, help, and support, he could not have reached his levels of success that we see today. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, William Doug Franklin, Mayor of the City of Warren, do hereby proclaim this day January 26, 2022 as Don King Day in the city of Warren. And I'm asking all of the citizens in Warren to help celebrate in this great celebration. Congratulations and God bless you.
Ohio, let's come on over here. If we get Governor DeWine, I want to say to Governor DeWine, you're doing a great job, Governor. Yeah. And we want you to continue to do that. So I want to be all praise going to Governor DeWine, and I'm inviting him to the fight too. I hope he can make it. Yeah, yes, and the congressman, he said, oh my God, it's so wonderful. Yes, it's so wonderful. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. The people, that's what it's all about with me. The people are the most important assets. Innovation and imagination is my tools, and togetherness for a better America is my goal. And so let's come together. Working together works. And we're going to be able to demonstrate that to the world coming out to Ohio at the Packard Music Hall for live and on the site. And we're going to televise it around the world on pay-per-view, where it would be an opportunity for everybody to get a chance to see and witness their hometown fellas, as well as getting recognition for their fame, acclaim, and affluence, but more importantly, not forgetting from whence they come. The dope road where you come. And when he's speaking about my mother, that's why I'm an advocate for women's rights, because without the women, you wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? And so that's the flaw that they have in white supremacy, is that the white woman is looked upon as inferior because you never know what she's going to do or say. That's what they said in the days of old. But yet, if she's inferior and you spring from her loins, you got to be inferior too. You know what I mean? Because you judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. You know, so it's a thing that here, and that's what makes this country great, that we can discuss these type of things without animosity, hostility, and anger, but hate is working all the time. And so we have a great thing there. And I was charged with crimes that I had no way I could have committed. But nevertheless, I have to thank God because we had a governor who reduced the charge for me, you know, basically because he said it wasn't possible. But nevertheless, he put his reputation on the line, and they sent me to the Ohio Penitentiary. They said it's going to give me shock probation. It was a shoe shock too, you know, because I had never been arrested, so they're going to give me 30 to 90 days, and I can show people that you ain't supposed to do no crime, you're supposed to do the right thing. And I ended up doing 4 years. So, but I made the time serve me. I educated myself in the penitentiary. And when I come out of the penitentiary, the good citizens of Cleveland was there waiting for me to tell me about the hospital called Forest City Hospital that was going to be closed down for lack of funds and whatever. And would I please come and promote a fundraiser for the hospital, or Forest City Hospital. And usually they run from a fella, you know, an ex-con, that the news media, you know, make it something, you know, that is it's not tolerable, you know. And so it's always to be a criminal, you know, if you're going to get association, you know what I mean, by being close to them. Well, they was there waiting for me. And I had another friend called Muhammad Ali. And so I called Muhammad Ali. They come in and box 5 or 6 guys. And in so doing, you know what I mean, he would, you know, we would raise money for this hospital and to put the hospital's plight on the spot, so that, you know, that Goodyear and all the tire companies, the 2 tire companies, came to our assistance, and we had a tremendous show there, a show for people care. And then Muhammad Ali told me, he said, "You're the greatest promoter I've ever seen." He said, "You should go into boxing." You know, I said, "Go into boxing?" He said, "Yes." He says, you know, this, that, the other, you know. I said, "Okay, you want me to go into boxing?" Yes. I said, "Then you come, let me promote you." So my first fighter was Muhammad Ali. so from there, we made history together. And then he got convicted, for not taking that step in the Army, and fined, 5 years, sentenced 5 years, in a big fine at the height of his career, and so he stood with that feeling that conscientious objector, and the United States Supreme Court reversed this decision that the other courts had made, and gave America again that wonderful thing of freedom, justice, and equality, you know what I mean? And so Muhammad Ali then came back and then made history again with me promoting him and bringing him back, and the rumble in the jungle and the thriller in Manila, you know what I mean? And made history. But the 4 years that he was out, no one knows how really great he would have been, because he was at the top of his career. Plus, he would have made millions of dollars during those 4 years. So you got to say, Muhammad Ali, take a deep breath, because built like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see. You know what I mean? So he was so fast, he could turn the switch off and get in bed before the room got dark. That's my man. That's my man. So everybody is rolling. So we are really pushing here, and we got a great show. I'm just so excited about this show, and I'm excited about these characters. Oh yes, he's the main man. Mr. Bernie Profato, he's our commissioner in Ohio. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Governor Ryan what a wonderful job he's doing, because he's the one that made it possible. All right, Mr. Bernie, wow. Woo. Oh, man.
First of all, on behalf of Governor DeWine, he's already mentioned his name, we welcome Don King and Don King Productions. Just a couple of things here. It was kind of remiss that they should run up. 1972, Don actually called me. I was a referee in this, a young referee, and he says, would you mind donating your time? We're going to do a show for this hospital. I said, Don, for you, absolutely everything. I want you to know that Don King is the only person in the state of Ohio that I have issued a lifetime license to. Because nobody deserves it more than him. And a couple things that Raymond was hitting on earlier. We have these 2 world title fights, but I have to approve all these fights that come in through my office. This is probably the greatest overall card in the 20 years that I've been there that was being promoted in Warren, Ohio. I'm so honored that Don's done this. And lastly, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize his fine staff, because it's the stuff before this. Once the fight starts, it's over. But you got to get the people in the background that does all that never gets credit for it. Kristal and all these people with Don King's staff, and my 2 secretaries who've been going through this considerably with Judy McCarty and Melinda McQuaid. We couldn't have done this without them and without Don and his staff. That's what makes it go. And Don, it's an honor again to be with you, my friend.
Thank you, Bernie.
God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. You know what? Bonnie Carson is one of my superstars that is there. She took over when Albert, Annie, and all of them got sick, in the crisis in the trenches. Vonda rose to the occasion, and she's been there, with her, and she was there under the auspices of Dana Jameson, who was often had, unfortunately got cancer, but she's defeating it just like we are. These guys are knocking out their opponents. She's staying strong, and she's just wonderful, and she's defeated it. But she had a prodigy, that she had taught Vonda, but Vonda has, super excelled. Everything is there, and she's here right now to keep things going for you in the next 2 days and the night of the fight, and make certain that everybody get what they're supposed to have. So I'm just very pleased and honored, that Mr. Profato gave us an opportunity to be here in Ohio, and I was trying to be solicited to go to Las Vegas, and all of them people, they were calling me and trying to get me to even split the show up, but I didn't want to. This is not about money. This is a show that is about people, homecoming, It's about giving everybody an opportunity to demonstrate that the love and understanding, the wisdom is more important than money. It's academic that you're going to get paid, because I have forced slavery, so I'm going to reinstitute it. But the idea is to be able to work together, play together, and stay together is what it was all about. And if I did anything to take this card away from a small arena that we have here in Ohio, vis-a-vis to the 15, 16,000 seat arena in Las Vegas, which the casino would buy most of the tickets because they want to get the people in there so they can, clean them up, out of their money. And so that would have been a real boom for extra money, but it wouldn't carry the message that we're carrying right now to friend and for life, that people are the most important assets. And so this is a fight for the love of the people. And so we got the people that's yesterday's nobodies will be tomorrow somebody. So these 6 men winners will be standing up and as with Gary Shaw, the nice chairman of the WBA Chief of Staff, and he's the chief of the NABA. He's been very gracious because some of the fighters have been pulled off the card, and there's been a lot of switching back and forth to get the fights on the card. And but we have still got them, and we're still going. We're still holding on to the 6 titles. So, and that's because of the understanding and the appreciation of the WBA for boxing and for the NABA, which is a North American Boxing Association. They are comprised of United States of America, Canada, and Mexico, and Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico was like my second home, people Puerto Rico. And so we had a real ball there. And because Tito Trinidad, was one of the superstars of boxing, and he hailed from Puerto Rico. And so we've had a good show, a good life, a good time, and we're going to have a great time here in Ohio. And so, and my beloved city of Cleveland is just a few steps away, and I didn't want to go to Cleveland because we had done what he said, what he was saying about the Forest City Hospital. I wanted to come to Warren, some smaller town in the great state of Ohio, under the auspices of the great governor, DeWine, and we're going to be able to show the world what can be done when you believe and have faith. And so we're building this thing show on faith. So now you got 4 NABA title fights, and they've been changing from Alonzo Johnson. He said he had a stroke or something. I don't know what he had, but they come up with more stories than anyone ever seen. If you ever want to find out something that's different, get into boxing, because you can hear some tales that it's unreal. And all the great writers in the world couldn't make up these kind of things. But anyway, he was gone, and then we were going to try to put in a substitute for him, and the WBA wouldn't approve. Some of them they approved, but nevertheless they did approve. So we're going to have the heavyweight gold title fight. But you got some of Cleveland's own, a young man fighting for the middleweight championship of the world, and not the world, for the NABA, and his name is Michael Moore. Is Michael Moore here today? Yes. Yeah, well, I want to bring up, this is a homie. This is a homie, and we want to get Michael Moore up here so he can say what he's going to do and what he's going to do for the city of Cleveland, because that's what's, and the state of Ohio. We're going to make things good. So I'm going to introduce to you Michael Moore. You may not know him today, but you will know him tomorrow. Michael Moore.
First off, I want to say thank you to Don for the opportunity. Some of y'all may know me. I fought in the Contender Season 5. I did my thing. I walk it like I talk it. I ain't got much to say, because the hard work has been done. I did it in the gym. The fight should be easy. Thank you to the opponent. Who I'm fighting?
Let me see who you're fighting. Let me see where you are. Michael Moore, the middleweight there. Okay, you're fighting Anthony Lenk.
Okay.
Anthony Lenk.
I think he should, as long as he come and he's prepared to make it a barn burner, we should.
Is Lenk here?
We definitely should still.
Yeah, come on up here.
Anthony, come on up. Come on up, Anthony.
Yeah, come on up here, Nick. You meet the guy. He don't know who you is. You gonna tell him who you is. Yeah, that's good. That's Colorado in the Coastville. Yes, all right. That's it. Get in. No, come on. Hold it. Come on, Link. Link, come over here on this side, Link. All right, now you go, Link. All right, here they are. Here they are. Get your shot, man. Get your shot. Get your foot on. There you go. Now you go. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now you just hold like that and talk to them. Let you talk to them.
We said, you know, I just, I'm looking to have fun in there. You know, as everybody knows, you know, when I come to fight, non-stop. You know, I done fought a fight. I fought 3 fights with a torn bicep tendon. You know, so there's nothing that's gonna stop me. When we get in there, we gonna definitely put on the show. If he game, we put on the show. So you know, get you on the face shield. You know, it don't get on you if you close.
All right. Okay, here's the man that he didn't know. Come on, Nick. Yeah, he didn't know him, so now he do know him, and so we'll see what they're gonna do after they meet and greet. You know what I mean? Here he is, y'all. Anthony Lenk.
I want to thank God first and foremost. I want to thank my team. We had a tough camp. We went hard. We had hard grind. I want to thank my gym. My gym helped me out deeper with the ins and the outs of everything. Through life, you know. Thank my girl for the day-to-day, because you know that grind. Eating, meals, preparation, everything. Leaving at the drop of a hat, I had to just drive here this morning, just because I didn't know about this. So I just got here in time, everything, but job is done. We did our homework. We did everything we needed to do before the camp to get prepared for the camp, and we're gonna put on a good show. So this white boy's can fight.
You get it right from the horse's mouth.
Boxing fans can connect to the event through DonKing.com, DKPBoxing.com, or iTube247.com. Welcome home, Don King.